Hey guys, I'm back with another video, so welcome back. And today I wanted to show you another controller of mine, which I'm very excited to do. And as you may already know from the title, this one is going to be a bit more of a retro, nostalgic one for me, and maybe for some of you, but for younger audiences, you may or may not know this particular game controller that I will be explaining and showing you how it all works. So, without further ado, I'll show you this. This one is the Super Nintendo, or the Super NES, or SNES, as I like to call it, the SNES for shorthand. When I was talking to my gaming friends, or gamer friends, so many different names for this particular one. So, you see it's wired, so that is, may notice for you eagle-eyed gamers, this cable is slightly different to the maybe the SNES controller that you might be familiar with, and this one is because it's for the SNES or Super Nintendo Classic Mini. So this cable, you see the end cable. This one is used for the special mini console, which I will show you later on, but let's untangle this for now and go through the controller for your pleasure. So the length of the cable, is I say short to medium length cable, not exactly the longest cable I could wish for, and it's almost 5 feet or 1.5 meters long, but decent enough, I guess. So, untangled. Now, I haven't actually played on this pad slash the console for a couple of years now, and I think I bought this, the Classic Mini, must be about almost 3 years now. So, just in 2020, or late 2020, when a lot of things happened, as you might know, or the whole world surely knows. This one, was a nice little reminder of the good times I've had of my childhood, and this controller is almost exactly as I remember. So you can see, extremely simple design. I personally still love it, even though it's probably not super comfortable to me compared to the PS4, PS5 controllers, or even the Xbox controllers, of course, because they are, future generations. It's a bit unfair to compare. This one is still, I think it's decent enough for a fairly lengthy period of time of a gaming session. But to me, I guess I'm used to it because I've grown up. I owned the SNES, Super Nintendo back in the days, many years ago, and it was unfortunate that SNES, that unfortunately was inactive and it did not work, and I had to obviously dispose of that console. So yeah, and this pad really brings back a lot of wonderful memories and wonderful games on the SNES. The pad is also very, you can hear it's also very clicky, right? So this pad, the SNES kind of design, has been a big inspiration for a lot of controllers these days up to today, and you may see similar kind of, I guess, the layout where you have the pad this side and the buttons this side and the kind of shoulder buttons on top, and there are obviously inspirations taken from this, and fast forward to today, there's so many awesome controllers that are obviously for your gaming comfort, right? And this one is, as you can imagine, looking at it, you can tell that it's super light the way I am handling it. And of course, again, you can just balance it on one finger if you want to. You could probably use this as I don't know, to chuck. There's no way. Why would you throw this controller? But I would never do that, by the way. Never throw controllers. That's a big no-no. Or anything, even if you're raging. But yeah, this controller is durable. So you could, I'm sure this replica of the original is pretty much the same. Now I say it's almost the same because I think the surface is ever so slightly rougher, just very granular texture to it all around. So yeah, it shares the same texture all around. So this controller is, it's actually slightly smaller see it's very ergonomic. On the outside it's got this rounded shape all around. Rounded shape all around. The curves. Rounded buttons, of course. Circular buttons. And even the stop and select. That's kind of peel shape. Rounded edges. And then the shoulders and buttons on top. Nice and rounded for comfort. And then we have the D-pad here. D-pad's nice. It's not too. It is plastic, but not to me like a really hard plastic. It's got slightly soft texture to it. And the D-pad is actually very good, I think. That's a very kind of slight clickiness to it, super responsive and tactile feel to it that you'll notice when you play games. So really good for long gaming sessions, especially like, let's say you're playing a fighting game like Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter Turbo, which I recommend highly, and you're trying to pull off a really technical move. You know, you're using the Hadouken, or Shoryuken. Those are, moves, by the way, if you don't know. Dragon Punch, or I should say the Fireball and Dragon Punch in that order. And this works pretty well using this D-pad. And then obviously you've got to use the buttons here. I really love the buttons still. It's very flat, as you can see, like it is pretty much flat. Very clear, playful, colourful. Can you see it's a slight, I say slight, it's got a reflectiveness to it. We've got the 4 buttons, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have yellow at the bottom for the B button. On the outside, A, or red colour, red button. That's the A button. Next up, blue button, X, and Y. most of the time. I guess most games would use these two, I would say, majority of the time. Especially for like Mario games where you use this to hold and run with Mario. This is used to jump. And obviously the other buttons are for other use cases. Okay, next we have, let's go through the start and select button. Yeah, as I said before, it's got its pill shape, and it's made of like this rubber material. So they seem to be just, actually I think it's got the same height as the buttons actually, and the D-pad, and yeah, it feels nice and solid. And then you got select start. We have the Super Nintendo logo here with the little logo mark, just in case you didn't know what this was for. And that gives it a nice quality seal. On top we got the shoulder buttons as I said before. So really, even though you can press it on top here, it's a little bit more difficult because actually the point where the spring is on the edges, which is where your fingers, your index fingers, I mean you could use your middle fingers, but standard play, index fingers, left, right, left the shoulder button, right the shoulder button. Can you see how there are similar similarities with the layouts to say the PlayStation, Xbox or other systems, Nintendo Switch even. So once again, so you've got L on the left shoulder button, R for the right shoulder button, and press the outer edges. Nice spring. Okay. You also got a slide. There's an L and an R letter, which you may be able to see, slightly reflective as well in the right light. So it's nice and subtle. On top you've got this little, I guess, design from no real big reason, I guess, but just give it a bit more of a uniqueness. Yeah, so see, that's all the buttons really. So really just go through is the outer casing and general design, where once again you have two halves of the casing. Obviously got a cable here that connects to the top. So nice and firmly secured there. So even though you might think it looks bland, maybe generally it does, but I think these primary colours, secondary colours, helps to kind of give it a bit more of a unique and this is the SNES controller because of these. And this controller is actually at a different colour scheme compared to the this one, of course, and I prefer the playful colours of this, and the console, which has a more rounded design, more appealing to kind of a family-friendly audience. And yeah, maybe it does look more toy-like and plasticky. But I don't know. That's what I think makes it more appealing and kind of differentiates Nintendo as a whole to other gaming competitors. But overall, yeah, I like this. And then we'll finish off by looking at the back. So got 5 screws there. Yeah, so 5 holes for 5 screws. Tiny screws with crosshair screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's interesting that this actually it's got an M, doesn't it? Which is funny. I don't know if it's on purpose, but I don't know. I doubt it is. But I don't know. Maybe it's some very subtle connection to Mario, the main mascot for Nintendo. And if you don't know who Mario is, well, unless you're absolute new to gaming, you have never seen or touched a video game before, then Mario is one of the most famous characters of all time. Probably the most widely recognised characters. But yeah, check him out if you don't know who Mario is. Anyway, we also have a kind of reflective sign here. Not a sign, but like the product of Nintendo. It says Nintendo on the top, mod CLV202, made in China. And it got some little logo marks for different licensing regulations, I guess. Oh, it says it's made in Kyoto, 601 8501 Japan. So even though, yeah, this has a plasticky feel, it is durable because of that. Durable, solid and secure, and overall maybe a 9 out of 10, I would say. That's my rating. So to show the texture, let's have a little feel. Another thing before I forget to mention, the D-pad has these actually quite like the italicized or italics for the font of select and start, and Super Nintendo gives a nice, I don't know, swish, stylish design. Like, yeah, this is the gaming experience for you. I don't know, that's what I feel. Notice the logo. Looks like two eyes. There, and eyebrows on top. So yes, SUPERNINTENDO, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Entertainment System. So until you, well, if you've never held this controller before, until you feel it, you won't really know what I'm feeling or have felt of. Have felt it for many years, and it's very comfortable for me. Worth checking out. So that's the Super Nintendo controller, which also comes with a second controller. Identical controllers. And I remember when I played this when I was very young with my brother. Yeah, I was always the 2B, which is a second player or two player, or player 2, and he was always a 1B, player 1, and yeah, he always wanted to be the leader, and I didn't really mind too much. It didn't really upset me at first, but yeah, I was always the one to support him. But it ended up being me being much better at gaming than him, which I'm not trying to brag, but yeah, that's kind of one of my earliest memories of yeah, having a Super Nintendo to play on. The SNES was, I didn't buy it, but my brother bought it with my dad, and it came with a Street Fighter 2 copy in a massive box. I think even bigger than, let's say, the PS5 box, or even Xbox boxes that comes packaged in today. And yeah, I loved it. First time I saw it, I thought, what is this? Almost alien to me. And when I started playing Street Fighter 2 for the first time with this, and this, so imagine this is a bigger version of this. I don't have a SNES, as I said before, now, because my old one, unfortunately, rest in peace, had its time. But the actual original SNES is probably 2.5 times bigger than this, maybe 3 times bigger. So this is a mini, obviously very portable, right? The original SNES was a wonderful system and still is for that retro goodness. Just classic simple games, and yeah, just something you can just jump straight in. So as I've got the SNES, the classic mini here, let's talk about it, shall we? It's pretty much identical to the original SNES, apart from the obvious size difference and the weight, of course. There are a few things that are different with the SNES Mini. So let's do a quick comparison size. Alright, so there we are. It's funny seeing these side by side, but yeah, the difference is classic mini, it cannot take original cartridges for obvious reasons, the size. So this flap, well, this section here is where the cartridge would go, slots in, the gaming cartridge that is. And if you know the blowing technique of gaming cartridges, where you have to blow into the cartridge, yeah, that helps it to make it work, because sometimes you insert the cartridge, it doesn't work, the display just goes funky or just black screen, and that would happen quite a lot. Well, I'll say quite a lot, just a few times here and there, but a quick blow just inside the cartridge of the connectors should help to clear out any sort of dust, and yeah, help to just make your game work in the system. But this one, yeah, it's a shame that the flap doesn't actually open. There's no way to open it, push it in. That's quite a cool touch. Just again, it's nostalgia, isn't it? Nostalgia for me, especially for you guys who may be watching this and you understand how I'm feeling. The cartridge was one of the key and cool features that I liked. Very 90s, right? What's it got? A nice and colourful logo here. There we go, so that ties in with the colour scheme palette layout of the controller on top. So very nice touch, just to show you that these two relate to each other, part of one system. You also got the power system here, so this is how it pretty much replicates the original. Yeah, just push it up to power on, power down to push it down, turn it off. Eject button does not work here because obviously there's no need for a cartridge. And reset button, nice, easy to push button. So a square, rectangle, square, rectangle. Very, again, simplistic, flat look design, but nice layout, I'd say. Very minimalistic, just enough to give the uniqueness. Got this dark grey go through these ports here, and these just for this nostalgia. These don't actually work, they're just the design. Just it's been imprinted. There's no. You'd have to open the flap here on the bottom, which reveals the ports for the new controller end of the cable. And it's like, yeah, you got the player 1 here, player 2 here. So you gently push it back in. Might be a bit loud. Down here you got the grill design here. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 little indents. And I don't know if this is actual way to make the system cool, but I don't think it is really. It's just for aesthetics, right? Down here you've got the little rubber feet, circular feet. Got the reflectiveness here of the Nintendo trademark, and all the again made in China here. Mod CLV301 is the model number, and yeah, slightly different label here. Nintendo Classic Mini, or Super Nintendo Classic Mini, and 12. I think that means ready for 12. I'm not sure what that one is for. Serial number down here. At the back you have 2 ports here. HDMI cable, and then this USB. No, that is a micro B port for the micro B end cable that goes to USB type A that will plug into a computer, for example. Or even well, you can plug the HDMI cable straight to the TV, and then that should work. And once that's done, you press power button up, and then it's going to turn on, and then you can game away. Three holes here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, got some grill design in the back. So, eject, power, reset, power, eject, reset. And these two do work, of course, and of course this does not work. The last thing I want to mention is, well, actually a few things. The design of this version is based on the European, and which is the same as the Japanese console, where they call it the Super Famicom. And the Super Famicom, Famicom is the previous console, or the NES, the NES, as I call it, and obviously Super Famicom is like the Super Nintendo, right? And North America, as I said before, has the purple colour scheme, and then the more angular edges for the North America version. So there's the SNES, Super Nintendo, the Super NES, or the Super Nintendo Entertainment System for the long name, the full name, and there's the 16-bit video game console made by Nintendo, which has more advanced graphic processing chips with their wider colour palette and gamut, faster processing speed, and enhanced audio effects. Released originally in 1990 in Japan and South Korea, and then it released the next year, 91, in North America, 92 in Europe. So that's when I started gaming properly, and 93 in South America. It's still a beautiful machine. It's a beautiful machine. One of my favourite consoles of all time. And I feel you should try it if you have not. Try to get an original SNES if you can. These SNES minis are still on sale, I believe, but they're hard to come by, so they're going to be a bit more rarer and more expensive nowadays. But I would suggest getting an original SNES console if you can, with the controller, of course, and then get a CRT television for that authentic experience. The Super Nintendo Classic Mini. Okay, so that concludes this video. Oh, what's that? You want me to try out some of the games on the Classic Mini? Well, I suppose I can indulge you in a few games, and you can see what it's like. So, that being said, let's move on to the next part then, and come back to try some of the wonderful SNES games. Oh, and before we get into that, let me show you the box quickly. So guys, this is the box for the Classic Mini, which once again replicates that feel of the original SNES package with the game. And as I said before, we had the Street Fighter 2 version, and I don't know, I feel like that is the first one that came out, and then after that you had Super Mario World that came packaged with the game instead, and I didn't get to play Super Mario World until a bit later, but fortunately I had Street Fighter 2 and other games before then. This SNES Mini comes with 20 plus 1 games, so that's cool, get an extra bonus. The plus 1 I'm guessing is to do with the Super Mario World. this comes with, as I showed before, 2 controllers and HDMI cable, and then the basically the power supply cable, or the USB type A to type micro B cable. And on the back we have the wonderful games here. So I will show you a few of my favourite games of all time, and also for the SNES, which I'm sure you can agree. Alright, so let's go and move on to the gaming part. See you soon, guys. Hey, welcome back, and you've reached the bonus part of this video for the SNES Classic Mini, and everything's set up. I've got my controller here, and now we're going to be playing some games. So what you'll see is all the 21 games, so let's go through them. You have Donkey Kong Country, Earthbound, F-Zero, Final Fantasy 3, Kirby Superstar, Kirby's Dream Course, Mega Man X, Secret Mana, Star Fox 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Castlevania 4, Super Goals and Ghost, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Super Punch-Out, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, Contra 3 The Alien Wars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And yeah, you might have noticed there's a lot of Super in these old classic games, right? Makes it just a bit more like that extra special. That's the way I see it anyway. Yeah, a lot of these games I've played and completed, as you might expect. So I'll go through a few of these, just to kind of give you a little taster of some of the classics. We're going to start off with Donkey Kong Country. So I've got here, so one there, you might expect to use the D-pad to control, navigate around the UI screen, and you can go up here if you want to for settings. I mean, you can change the display. I've kept it to CRT filter just to give it a bit more of that authentic kind of CRT TV look with the scan lines. 4:3, I've just set it to normal 4:3 without the scan lines you can see on the screen, and then pixel perfect just makes everything look super sharp and yeah, perfect. But I prefer this old school, makes it a bit more, looks better generally, I would say. And I think most, SNES veterans would probably agree with me. CRT is the way forward. All these don't really matter. You've got languages there, of course. And so you've got 8 different languages: English, French, German, Spanish, Italian, Dutch, Portuguese, and that one. I'm not sure about that one actually. this and we'll pick up what that one is. Might be Polish, but I could be completely wrong. So apologies for that. Got some manuals here. Yeah, nothing really special. Okay, let's get into Donkey Kong Country and to show you little gameplay. So Donkey Kong Country, one of the more visually impressive SNES platformers, so 2D platformer, which came, I think it came fairly late in the SNES cycle, and you probably understand why, because you can see I got this more, everything that has this more kind of claymation, not quite 3D, 2D kind of style, right? Compared to, you might expect like a pixelated SNES game. This also has an awesome soundtrack, so do try to find Donkey Kong Country OST soundtrack on YouTube. Alright, so I've got 3 save files here. Let's start a new one, shall we? And yeah, let's start a new one. So yeah, you can pick, if you have 2 joypads, controllers, you can have 2 players, so you might have a buddy, a partner, your couch buddy just next to you, just want to play, and you can play like a tag team sort of scenario, right? But we'll stick with one play for now. That's me. So I just press the red button to enter, and again. So at the moment we're on the stage 1 jungle hijinks. So this game is one of the best games. Let's go up here first. You can go up here to DK's little house, and you get balloons for extra life. Up there you had 6, but yeah, just to go to the graphics here. Now, of course, you may think it looks a bit dated, and yeah, in today's generation of games, yeah, of course. But for its time, this was fairly, well, I say fairly, it is very revolutionary. It says here, okay, so a quick tip, so if you hold the green button, or is it the Y, that's him holding it, this is the run sprint button, which is what you will learn, well, depends if you play this first or not, but I started playing Mario games, and they would teach you that the green button Y is for running, and then it's the same deal here. I'm using Donkey Kong. You can press the red button to tag, just like that. So I'm using Donkey Kong, and because he's a small little fella, he ain't gonna do much. So let's get DK in there to use his brute force strength. But yeah, Donkey Kong Country was one of my first proper, I guess, eye-opener, when I felt like, oh, this Super Nintendo system can do amazing, at the time I thought, really realistic 3D graphics. I'm still holding the green button, right? Keep holding Y. And when you're first playing, if it's your first console ever, yeah, your hands may get a bit tight at first, but you'll get used to it. It's all about muscle memory, right? Anything you learn first, your muscle will train itself to become stronger. Okay, not match any the same. Okay. Yellow is to jump, as you can see. L and R buttons. They don't do really too much. Or anything at all. So this rhinoceros guy, I think he's called Rambo. So let's exit and go into the cave, and that's it, level 1 done. So Donkey Kong Country has 3 games in its title, in this series, for the SNES. And the next one, the sequel, Diddy's Kong's Quest. Yeah, it's a weird name. Slightly grammatically incorrect, but you know, you get it. Diddy Kong's Quest has Diddy Kong, this dude here, little monkey dude. And then a female monkey. Okay, what's meant to do that? And yeah, it improves on this one in many ways. Just kind of a bit more visually better in the variety of maps, and a bit more kind of vibrant, you must say. And gameplay for the female monkey Dixie is actually very, very addictive. And unfortunately, the classic Mini does not have Diddy Kong's Quest, which is a real shame because it is probably the best in the series, even though I love them all 3 of their games. Oh, I just got it. Oh, also you can do attacks by just swiping green, like that. Yeah, make sure you try to find these barrels to get both Kongs together. And don't worry if it's your first time playing Donkey Kong Country, because it can be difficult especially if it's your first time playing platforming games and you're not used to the speed and obviously your dexterity of your fingers. But you will over time, and you'll hopefully grow to enjoy. Okay, just Cranky's cabin. So he's good for giving little tips here and there. But yeah, he is very cranky. So we'll leave him be. Let's go to the next one. Red Dot Rumble. So yeah, this game is just it's amazing how because it's so responsive, everything's so very snappy, the controls, animation is great, or animation for characters, enemies, I mean all these assets, everything just flows super nice. It's super nice and almost cathartic, and yeah, especially if you play this many times, and you kind of get used to the rhythm. It's like a rhythm game. Once you know where most things are, things kind of become slightly more, second nature, right? Like riding a bike. Okay, Okay, this is a checkpoint barrel, by the way. It's got stars in it. Oh, that snake almost got me. Okay. This game also has a lot of secret stages, they call it. Try to collect these animal tokens. There's a sign, and yeah, if you complete the Kong word, you get an extra life, which is obviously massively helpful. Okay, let's continue just a few more. Okay, now this level has one of the best, probably the best music in the game, and a lot of DK Country, DKC veterans would surely agree. This is the top number one. I forgot about that. It's very difficult, this mission. So you swim here by pressing the yellow button to, swim upwards. As you need that to ascend up. And you've got other animal friends. So this is what I kind of made Donkey Kong Country differentiate itself from Mario games, having these animals which have obviously special abilities. So Swordfish here is one of my favourites because it's speed. I like speedy characters. I mean, they're all great, but this one is also, if you get careful, it's obviously will get injured, but you can always retrieve the swordfish. And there's a clue here going down. Unfortunately, you can't defeat these spinies, as demonstrated there. Okay, just got to hit there. But this level is extremely relaxing by the music alone. So the Donkey Kong Country games has, one of the best soundtracks. It's pretty astonishing how well the tracks are, the music, and so much variety. And if you think this is good, well, Donkey Kong Country 2 has, I think, even better music. Monkey's Flight, you can use this to fast travel to other stages. Okay, didn't want to do that, but there we are. That was Donkey Kong Country. Okay, and next, by the way, if you remember the reset button for the SNES Classic, use this to come back to the home screen. Okay, next let's try. Let's show you a bit of Street Fighter 2 Turbo. So this is the, you can say the upgraded version for Street Fighter 2. It's a much better, more tighter controls and a bit more responsive, more characters in this one, and also as engaging, you could say, as turbo. So let's try. We'll do a few rounds. We'll see how far we get. So there we go, all the different characters. Normally I pick Ken, so we'll go for Ken. He's American, which I don't know if it's obvious or not. Does he look like a typical American guy? Alright, that's my first damage. So the fireball attack, you can go shoot. So it's a quarter circle, we call it in Street Fighter or fighting terms. Quarter circle means down to forward or down to back. So it's a down to forward, down to forward, down to forward, and punch. So punch, you got 3 punches. Light. He's gonna beat me up. Yep, he's gonna beat me. Alright, before he does any more damage. I lost. Okay. So punch, light, medium, strong punch attacks, and then light, medium. R is the strong kick. If you're very new to this, you need to learn the basics. Just learn the simple. This is a good method. Just to use the roundhouse kicks, the strong kicks, until you're familiarised with yourself, the basics, and then you start doing more special attacks like this. You can also do combos in this turbo version. So as you can see, you can string more attacks to be more effective. So that you get a bit more advanced. That's what you should aim to do. This is for you. It's okay. Bible battle. Looks like I won. And he's dizzy and you can throw him. So yeah, that's that one. Let's get a bit more of a better look here. Going for a combo. There we go, something like that. There we go. Okay. So that's a quick demonstration of Street Fighter. And then we'll go I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to go through my favourite game for the Super Nintendo system. It's The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, which, well, I'm sure if you play that game you're going to know what Zelda is. And hopefully you do by now. This is kind of where it all started for me in the Zelda series. So 91, 92 this came out, and this is actually the third game in the series, and it all played differently. This is where the game really started to become really like a proper adventure for me. And it's still, can be difficult, but really it's just being aware of your surroundings. It's like a top-down adventure game. Okay, so you just make your name, getting 3 slots. So most of SNES games can only fit 3 slots. I wouldn't say all, but I'm not sure if all of them just have 3 slots. But I feel like that is the maximum they can fit in its memory. So it's a Zelda series, and top down is kind of where most people would probably recognise Zelda to be for a 2D Zelda game. That is. This one is a classic game. It's one that I do come back to every few years or so. I've probably completed this about maybe 5 to 6 times, because it is a really good game. So you usually start off in your bed, and you wake up, something happens. Usually the Princess Zelda, which is the recurring character in the Zelda series, as you expect from the name. And you're here to obviously try to, find her and rescue her. Okay, so we just grabbed the lamp from the chest, and we're coming out this amazing intro with the rain effects, which at the time I thought simply atmospheric. Actually, kind of thought it was a little scary when I was a young kid, right? And you've got this stormy weather. You're alone. You're this young boy. This character's called Link, by the way. Link. And you find the old guy, your uncle, and he seems to be, well, possibly got killed off, unfortunately for him. So he passes his sword and shield to us. You have a shield and installed it, you swipe. So you swipe the yellow button here. This game is, control wise it's very snappy and simple. Got the tap button here. The green button is used for your item. You see here, there you go, you got the A, the Y, etc. And we need magic. So you can see the little bar next to my lamp is empty, so we need to find some magic potions to refill. I'm holding the yellow button here to do the Link's spin slash, which gives you a bit more of a more powerful attack. A 360-degree spin slash. Then you get multiple enemies at a time. Yeah, we are in Hyrule Castle. Oh yeah, this game is very atmospheric. Also has an amazing soundtrack, and has continued that throughout the entire series. So this is why Zelda has been a long-running series and very much beloved in the Nintendo community. Or actually, well, for most gamers. I can't get past this. It's going So I believe we have to go up here. Alright, so we need to head a bit further down to the basement. Find Princess Zelda. Alright. So really, this game's about, you know, your positioning and awareness. Got a map here. And drop them down into the dark pit. And you use the red button to pick up pots. And throw pots at enemies. So, as you see, I can move diagonally just by, moving my thumb. So it's very nice controller, as you can see. And we've got the boomerang. Give it a try. So press start, bring up your equipment menu, hover over select the item you want, press start again to come back out. Y to use your boomerang like that, and then just attack. Boomerang is very effective to stun the enemies, as you saw. So very wise to keep this for a lot of the earlier parts of the game, and even later on. It's invaluable. Go a bit further down and find Zelda, hopefully. And there's our first proper strong enemy. This is the ball and chain guard or trooper. And we have the large bigger key, the master key of the dungeon. It opens many locks that small keys cannot. And now, thank you. I had a feeling you were getting close. Listen carefully here. The wizard is magically controlling all the soldiers in the castle. The wizard is an inhuman fiend with strong magical powers. So, as you might expect, this is the Princess Zelda. We need to get out of here. Keep going back up. So I still think this game looks really good. Right there, sprite work is pretty point on. And that's such a great ambience. Of course, the music really elevates it, the whole experience. So make our way past these guards. Okay, I think. So yeah, there's a secret somewhere. Coming up to the throne room, second floor. If you want, you can swap these curtains for no reason. Do you have a light? It's pitch dark inside. we push from the left. Give it all the strength and reveal dark basement. Got some magic here, so we can use it to light up some lanterns. So that's our way out, or way down. So just effective, just a simple, just kind of a light effect. Okay, I've got a key. Now I can make my way back further. We're very close to Sanctuary. Let's be careful. I'm gonna carry on this way. Watch out for any little basement rats. Use the pots if you need. Keep your thumb close to the attack button. Get a key from a bat. A keys, we call it. These are keys, enemies. Can't come out here. Alright. We're almost out of this long passage. Alright. Pull the switch, and there are two. So we're gonna pull. Press the A to hold down and hold down. It's a nice tutorial here. Let's defeat it quickly. So hold A and pull down, and that is the correct lever. And now we've made the sanctuary. Yeah, this intro for all just I love playing it. Doesn't matter how many times I've played it. And make sure to grab a chest for a nice big hearty container. Alright, we'll make our way out down here, and we are met with the overworld. I think now that concludes this demonstration and explanation of the SNES classic mini, the controller and the console, and some games. So guys, I hope you enjoy that whole experience, and maybe you never experienced the SNES classic mini before, or even the SNES original. So if you like that sort of thing, I'd highly recommend trying it out. Really having a pad is something very special, I personally feel like, and maybe this will make you consider. Anyways, so that's it, and I hope you learned something today. Otherwise, I hope you had a relaxing time watching and seeing some tips